The Suez Canal stands as one of the most significant maritime routes in the world, linking the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea and, by extension, connecting Europe with Asia and the Middle East. Its strategic importance has only grown in today's interconnected world, where global trade and energy transportation rely on fast, efficient, and direct sea routes. In a time of rapid globalization and economic interdependence, the Suez Canal is more crucial than ever, not just as a waterway but as a geopolitical hotspot. To truly appreciate the Suez Canal's importance, it's essential to delve into its long, tumultuous history, characterized by fierce competition, military conflicts, and political intrigue, and to understand why this narrow passageway has been the focal point of many international power struggles. The historical beginnings of the Suez Canal. The idea of a canal linking the Mediterranean and the Red Sea is ancient, dating back thousands of years. Egyptian pharaohs and rulers saw the economic and strategic benefits of connecting the Nile River to the Red Sea. One of the earliest canals, thought to have been constructed under Pharaoh Senusret III around 1850 BCE, was a precursor to the modern Suez Canal. Although it did not directly connect the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, it provided a route between the Nile and the Red Sea, allowing for trade between the Mediterranean region and lands to the east. The idea of a canal was revisited over centuries, but it wasn't until the 19th century, with the advent of modern engineering and European colonial expansion, that the dream of a direct Mediterranean Red Sea passage took concrete form. The modern Suez Canal project was primarily driven by French diplomat and engineer Ferdinand de Lesseps, who secured permission from the Egyptian government to begin construction in 1859. After 10 years of grueling labor by Egyptian and foreign workers, the canal was finally completed in 1869. Its completion was a monumental achievement and a landmark in the history of global trade, as it drastically reduced the time and cost of travel between Europe and Asia. A geopolitical game-changer. The Suez Canal fundamentally altered the world's geopolitical landscape. The canal's opening immediately transformed Egypt into a strategic gateway, with immense economic and military value. European powers, particularly Britain and France, quickly recognized the canal's importance. For Britain, which held vast colonial interests in India and other parts of Asia, control over the Suez Canal was essential for safeguarding its empire. In 1875, the British government, under Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, purchased Egypt's shares in the Suez Canal Company, gaining a controlling interest and solidifying its influence in the region. This control, however, did not sit well with Egypt's population or its rulers, who saw the canal as a source of foreign dominance over their country. The resentment toward foreign control of the canal contributed to the growing Egyptian nationalist movement, setting the stage for future conflicts over the canal's ownership and access. The Suez Crisis of 1956. The Suez Canal's importance in modern geopolitics was starkly demonstrated during the Suez Crisis of 1956. In 1952, Egypt underwent a revolution, and a young nationalist leader, Gamal Abdel Nasser, rose to power with ambitions to end foreign influence and modernize the country. In 1956, Nasser nationalized the Suez Canal, declaring that it would be under Egyptian control and that revenues would be used to fund Egyptian infrastructure projects, particularly the construction of the Aswan High Dam. Nasser's actions shocked Britain and France, who feared the loss of control over the vital waterway. Alongside Israel, they launched a military intervention, hoping to regain control of the canal and, for Israel, secure safe navigation and regional security. However, the crisis quickly escalated into a Cold War confrontation, with the United States and the Soviet Union weighing in. Under pressure from both superpowers, Britain, France, and Israel were forced to withdraw, marking a humiliating defeat for the European colonial powers and signaling the end of traditional Western dominance in the Middle East. The crisis was a turning point, highlighting the importance of the Suez Canal not only in terms of trade but as a symbol of national sovereignty and as a focal point in the struggle between East and West. Modern economic significance. Today, the Suez Canal continues to play a pivotal role in global trade, accommodating around 12% of the world's trade volume, including a significant portion of oil and liquefied natural gas shipments. The canal is one of the shortest maritime routes between Europe and Asia, saving ships the long, expensive, and potentially dangerous trip around the southern tip of Africa. The canal's strategic importance is underscored by the Evergreen incident in March 2021, when a massive container ship ran aground and blocked the canal for 6 days. This blockage disrupted global trade, resulting in billions of dollars in losses as hundreds of ships were stranded, and goods were delayed worldwide. The incident highlighted the canal's vulnerability and reminded the world of its dependence on this crucial waterway. Recognizing its economic significance, Egypt has made substantial investments to expand and modernize the canal. In 2015, a second lane was added to allow for two-way traffic, reducing wait times and increasing the canal's capacity. The Suez Canal Authority has also introduced technology to monitor and manage vessel traffic more efficiently, aiming to reduce the likelihood of incidents like the Evergreen. Strategic military significance. Beyond its economic value, the Suez Canal has a significant military dimension. Control of the canal allows for rapid movement of naval forces between the Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean, offering strategic advantages to any nation that can influence or access this waterway. During times of conflict, the canal's status can directly affect military planning and supply lines. During the Yom Kippur War in 1973, the canal was the focal point of battles between Egypt and Israel, as both nations sought to secure control over this vital passageway. Even today, in a world of modern military capabilities, the Suez Canal remains a valuable strategic asset. The Suez Canal in the context of modern geopolitics. In the broader geopolitical landscape, the Suez Canal remains a flashpoint in the Middle East, a region marked by historical rivalries, resource competition, and diverse political alliances. Egypt's control of the canal enhances its leverage on the international stage, as countries with a vested interest in maintaining secure trade routes, such as the United States, China, and various European nations, have an interest in maintaining positive relations with Cairo. As China expands its Belt and Road Initiative and seeks influence over global trade routes, the Suez Canal has become a point of interest. China has invested heavily in infrastructure in Africa and the Middle East, including partnerships with Egypt to enhance the Suez Canal's capabilities. The canal is thus not only an economic asset but also a focal point of strategic alignment and competition in the 21st century. Environmental and economic challenges. The Suez Canal also faces challenges related to environmental impacts and economic sustainability. The canal's expansion and increased shipping traffic have led to ecological concerns, as invasive species have entered the Mediterranean through the canal, disrupting local marine ecosystems. Climate change and rising sea levels could also pose a long-term threat to the canal's operations and surrounding infrastructure. Additionally, as Egypt heavily relies on revenue from the Suez Canal, fluctuations in global trade, shipping trends, or alternative routes could affect its economy. For instance, the Northern Sea route through the Arctic, which may become more accessible due to melting ice, presents a potential alternative route between Europe and Asia, potentially impacting the Suez Canal's traffic in the future. The enduring significance of the Suez Canal. In today's world, the Suez Canal remains indispensable, acting as a major artery for global trade and energy transport. Its historical legacy as a conduit for commerce and conflict continues to shape its role on the global stage. The canal's strategic importance has only grown as global trade has expanded, making it a critical point of interest for countries and corporations around the world. The Suez Canal embodies the intersection of economic necessity, military strategy, and national pride, making it a symbol of both opportunity and vulnerability in the complex web of international relations. As nations continue to navigate the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century, the Suez Canal will undoubtedly remain a key player in the story of globalization and geopolitical power. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos.